This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to 479 Spotlight, where we provide free promotion to local businesses in NWA to give them more exposure and create more trust in the community. Overall, we want to provide an inside look to our local business heroes that keep NWA running. My name is Brock Holland, a small business owner in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and founder of 479 Spotlight. And today we have Emma Clark with Overfill, based in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So these interviews typically have two main focuses. First, we're going to start by talking about who Overfill helps in Northwest Arkansas and the products they provide. And then we'll switch over and we'll talk about Emma and her being an entrepreneur in this endeavor. So thank you so much, Emma, for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to get to talk about what I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right to it. In a sentence or two or three, what does Overfill do?
Okay, so Overfill is a low-waste refill shop in Northwest Arkansas. We operate as a pop-up shop. Little bit of background, refill shops are gaining popularity in large cities. They are basically geared towards providing goods without packaging. So we offer refills of home and body products and other low-waste goods.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. How long have you been doing this? Or how long has Overfill been doing this?
So I did my first pop-up shop as Overfill the end of June. So
Okay.
not too long, but we've been in the works for a long time.
Okay. Okay. So kind of walk me through, let's just say somebody is looking for actually, let's go back. Someone doesn't know what you do. Okay. And they run across you, whether if it's on social media or in a live event, and you're going to explain to them, hey, let me, tell you how this is going to help your life. Go ahead and do that for us for those that are just completely unfamiliar with what this is.
Yeah, so refill shops are a great way to reduce your personal waste. So I provide refills of soaps and cleaners that you would typically only be able to find in plastic packaging. So you have the opportunity to bring your own clean, dry container and fill it up with whatever soap or cleaner you're needing. It works by weight instead of liquid ounce. So I weigh your container, I tare the weight. I fill it up to whatever point you'd like it to, and then we weigh it again, and you're charged based off of the amount of product you receive, nothing to do with the container. One thing I would like to add is you do not have to bring your own container, or even if you forget it, it's not the end of the world. We have an amazing partnership with Pink House Alchemy that allows us to provide people with free reused bottles for their refills.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Okay. So I'm at home and I run out of soap and I say dish soap and I say, wow, I need a refill. How do I make that happen? Do I come to you? Do you come to me? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of different ways that it can work. So we do pop-up shops pretty much weekly, mostly on Saturdays. So you can find us around town at different venues and different markets. We also have a website through Rejoicey that allows for us to provide free delivery as well as free pickup and shipping for our products. The only thing we can't ship are our liquid refills. So
Okay.
there's many different ways to do it. It can be as easy as ordering your groceries online, except you don't have to leave your house. So it's a
Okay.
good system.
And so then if you do okay, for those that don't know, I should say this. If you don't know Rejoicey, you should definitely go check out Rejoicey if you're in Northwest Arkansas. Because as she said, through their platform, they're providing a lot of free deliveries locally. So if someone comes in to Rejoicey, they make an order there and you're going to deliver that. How does that work with like their bottle? Do you actually bring like the mass container and then refill like on site, or do you bring it already filled up? How does that work?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to back up and talk a little bit about the free bottles really quickly. So Pink
Okay.
House Alchemy is another local business, woman owned. It's amazing. They make syrups and bitters for drinks. So they also have a bar where you can get coffees and whatnot in store. So I have a great friend, Jennifer Northorpe, who works there. She's a local artist as well. She mentioned to me as I was getting started with this that Pink House had a lot of bottles that they were recycling whenever they would empty them. And we came up with the great idea for me to wash and sterilize those bottles for soap refills instead of just putting them in the recycling, because essentially we are saving energy by reusing before recycling.
Mm.
So with our deliveries, You can buy on the website, buy the 17-ounce quantity only. We
Okay.
don't do it just for simplicity as well as ease of delivery. We do contactless delivery. We won't hand it to you. We'll leave it on your doorstep just for COVID safety and,
Sure.
safety in general. But yeah, so we will use the Pink House bottles for anything that you order online. And it's not, we don't refill your container if you order online. So
Got it. Okay. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. All right. Well, great. Well, can you provide like any maybe tips or advice for someone that's maybe doing this for the first time, like they've never, heard of this, but wants to reduce the amount of waste they're producing, and at the same time, provide a better product for themselves and for their family. What's some advice that you could provide for that person?
So my number one thing is we all want to be more environmentally friendly. And this term zero waste has gained a lot of popularity, but I feel like it is discouraging in a way. So I like to
Mm,
say low waste because
okay.
we're not going to be perfect at it. So my main advice is to find small swaps that you can easily incorporate into your life. And that's what we focus on carrying, things that you're not going to have to make big adjustments for. Like we have biodegradable scrub brushes. So when your plastic one wears out, instead of constantly buying more plastic, just go ahead and switch to a new one. We have a lot of other simple fixes that when you start, you gain momentum. So
Okay. Oh, that's
just
that's
small
very good.
steps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, one small step at a time. I like that.
absolutely.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, you talk about zero waste. I'm like, oh boy, I probably am destroying this planet. But you put it that way, it makes it a little more digestible. It says, okay, if I can just, when I run out of that, then I can go to you and I can replace and kind of move forward that way.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just do one kind of full shameless plug here. What's the best way that someone can purchase your products and services?
The best way is going to be a pop-up shop, honestly. It is
Okay.
it's products, but it's also an experience and a service, and to be able to see everything and all your options out in front of you and kind of realize like, oh, this might not be something that I pick up today, but it's something that I can think about in the future.
Sure.
I love also getting to talk to people in person about the products that I carry, because something that really differentiates us is how much thought and love went into selecting the products that I carry.
Oh,
So I am focused on not carrying harmful chemicals. Everything's biodegradable. Everything is free of these specific chemicals that we are consuming pretty much all the time. So I do that by carrying Mama Suds brands and Common Good brand soap. And both of those are great options that people can do more research about, or they can ask me all their questions and I can let them know what I love about
okay.
them.
That's actually, I should have covered this before. So when I'm getting either a refill or getting product from you, I'm not getting what I would go buy at the big box store.
No,
Right.
no, that is
Okay.
true.
I'm getting hopefully something what it sounds like is even better than that, which is awesome.
Yes, absolutely. In my opinion, at least, absolutely. I think
Okay.
so. Go ahead. Sorry.
Regarding these pop-up locations, I know that you're somewhere different every weekend. So is this posted on your social media account? How does someone know where you're going to be when they want to go look for you?
Yeah, so we're very active on Instagram. That's where
Yeah.
we get most interaction for sure. And we also make Facebook events for all of our pop ups. So
Okay.
it's as long as you're following one of our pages, you'll probably hear about it at least a few days in advance, hopefully, usually a week in advance. So you can plan for when you want to come by.
Okay. So Overfill, is it just at Overfill on Instagram?
Overfill Co. So
Okay.
Overfill and then CO.
Okay. At Overfill Co on Instagram. Facebook is also
Yep.
Overfill. Okay. So they can check you out there and find out where you're going to be and go meet you in person and ask all the questions. That'd be great. And then I assume too that if someone just wants to order their product, they go to Rejoicey and then they
Yes.
can, okay, go to Rejoicey and then order there. Okay, fantastic. Well, let's shift gears and let's talk about you as an entrepreneur here in Northwest Arkansas and how this kind of all got going. So, why are you doing what you're doing? This is very unique, I feel like, for this area. I agree with you. This is more popular in bigger cities, but, why you and why this?
So I'll give a little bit of background. I am a supply chain management student. I've
Okay.
always been very business minded. I started out as a sustainable artist. And when I was in high school, I bought myself a small embroidery machine and started making iron on patches out of recycled fabric. And I was selling on eBay. I was having a lot of fun. I was at the post office multiple times a week. It really picked up and I loved it. So I came to college, moved to Arkansas. I'm from Texas,
Okay.
and I kind of quit doing it. So I felt like something was missing for a while. So I ended up picking it back up, selling my patches again during the pandemic. But I had never built a brand around what I was doing. So I faced a lot of problems trying to regain that customer base that I once had because there was
Mhm.
never a brand name. It was just me. It was just Emma Clark. So I did the patches. I do other sustainable art, and I was doing art shows around Fayetteville and having so much fun doing that. Met so many great people. And then I honestly couldn't tell you when the idea originated, but I realized that Fayetteville did not have the refill options that I was wanting, basically. We do have a few in the Northwest Arkansas area at different grocery stores and things, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for, I guess. And on top of that, this was during COVID, and a
Mm.
lot of these refills were self service. And I'm kind of germophobic. That was not what I wanted at all. I didn't want to touch what other people have been touching, didn't want risk of exposure with the soaps, whatever. So I was like, I'll just do it myself and not let anyone else touch it
Why
and
not?
constantly sanitize my hands and just provide maybe something that feels more sanitary and safe than I was experiencing in the stores.
Got it.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. So yeah.
Okay. 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 All right. Well, what was the kind of toughest thing that you went through when you were getting started? Which I know that you are
Yeah,
still in that phase of getting
right.
started. So let's talk about presence. Like, what's the hardest challenge you're facing right now?
So I'll talk about maybe the biggest challenge right before I started, but that
Okay.
kind of led me to this point of putting all my energy into this.
Okay.
My dad died in July of 2020, very
Hmm.
unexpectedly, and he
Sorry to
was
hear that.
well, it's part of life, unfortunately, but it was out of the blue. He was an amazing entrepreneur. He's the reason I was in business school to begin with. He's the reason I pursued all these little ventures when I was younger. And with all of that chaos, I think I was trying to find something to put my energy into.
Hmm.
And whenever this idea came up, it there was no hesitation. It was like, this is just what I'm going to do. So I automatically started the process of testing all these products extensively, doing tons of research, and picking out what I liked and what I didn't. And I think really that gave me the momentum to get where I'm at right now. So
Okay. 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 That's quite the challenge to overcome. So good for you. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, then, again, I know that you're still kind of in the new process, and so this question may not apply as much. But if you had to start over, from day one and getting things ramped up, is there anything that you would do differently? What lessons have you learned already from this process?
Um, that is a really good one. I mean, honestly, I would have just loved to have started before COVID if I could go back in time.
Sure.
It's just it's a difficult atmosphere to be functioning in.
Right.
But more than that, maybe I just would have bought less inventory right off the bat because now I've got storerooms full of it and I'm
Okay.
just trying to keep it all organized. So always start small.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if you got big aspirations, that might be the only one.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, it's these type of realities that I'm trying to help. In this case, other entrepreneurs kind of recognize or want to
Absolutely.
be entrepreneurs. Like, oh, you just don't think about that. Like, you got to buy
Right.
the product and where are you going to store it, and then you're going to fulfill it. So that's
Right.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your with? I mean, I guess things have opened up some more. You're doing these pop-up shops. What's the number one way that you're currently bringing in new customers?
Social media is really the best thing right now. And, without having a brick and mortar, it's necessary for people to be able to connect with me on there. But I recently did First Thursday with Fayetteville on the square.
Hmm.
So I'm just trying to expand to as many different avenues as I can. I will be at Pink House Alchemy this Saturday. So I do private businesses, I do markets, and then, of course, I do online fulfilling as well. But
Okay. Okay. A little bit of a shift here. Is there any, one person product or service, that made a huge positive shift in your business? I know you've already mentioned your dad as far as inspiring, wanting to be the business owner, but actually, like in the business now, have you ran across anybody or any tool that's just made things a lot better?
okay, I have two things, I think.
Okay.
So
Yeah, sure.
the first one is just Startup Junkie. That's all I can
Okay.
say. Startup Junkie is an amazing resource. So lucky that they are in Northwest Arkansas. Um, and then really the community, just the Fayetteville community has welcomed me with open arms, and it's been incredible to see all the support, and the businesses that I've worked with in the past continue to support me, continue to advertise for me. It's been overwhelming, just the positivity that has surrounded all of this. So it's really just a unique atmosphere in Northwest Arkansas, I think, that allows for startups to really get footing. And
Okay.
I'm so lucky.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. Where do you see your business in the next 6 months to a year from now?
So I still have, I'll graduate hopefully in December 2022. So as
Okay.
long as I'm in college, I'm definitely wanting to keep doing the pop-up shops, the online fulfilling, all of that. I hope to do more pop-up shops more frequently, different locations, but I'm pretty happy with the way that things are functioning right now. Really, my biggest thing is trying to explain to people and help them understand what I'm doing.
Mm.
That's my biggest obstacle currently. And I'm just looking for more ways, and this is a great one right here, to spread the
That's
word
your biggest
about what I'm doing.
challenge. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'm sorry, we overlapped there. So
No.
yeah, what I was going to say was that was my next question was what your biggest challenge, and I do think that education is I
Yes.
think one of the biggest challenges you face here in Northwest Arkansas because before I met you, I didn't know what this was, and I feel like I'm kind of connected. I try to be
Yeah.
connected, so this is intriguing, and I think it's great. So. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you so much. Let's just do one more shameless plug. Best way for someone to get in contact with you and to get started in, their journey down renewability in their lives.
Yeah, just check out our Instagram, scroll through our feed, see what our upcoming events are, what our products are, and then visit us on Rejoicey. It's a great platform. I think you touched on it. All Northwest Arkansas small businesses. It's really wonderful. So
Okay.
Overfill Co. on everything.
Yep.
So
Overfill Co. on everything, on all the socials. Find out where
yeah,
she's going to be on the Saturday that you're available. And then, yes, definitely check out Rejoice Overfill Co. Is that right?
I think I'm Overfill on Rejoicey, but
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Overfill and Rejoice. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. All right. Well, again, 479 Spotlight's mission is to provide free promotion to local businesses in NWA to give them more exposure and create more trust in the community. To get notified of new interviews, then you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube by searching 479 Spotlight or by going to 479spotlight.com. If you are a business owner and would like to be featured, just schedule your interview on 479spotlight.com. Thank you for joining us today. Keep having fun, NWA. Emma, do you have any last thoughts, words, anything?
I just want to say thank you to my family. That's all. Thank you
Awesome.
so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you again.
All right, bye.